we've been talking that one of the failures of the European Union has been the lack of an authority or a real power in Europe. So my question is if you think that the enactment of the European Constitution could have been done without a constitutional power, without a constitutional separation of the three branches of power, or if the European Union will have to become in a federation of states?
It's a very good question. I'm going to rephrase your question. Is it possible to solve the question of authority and the question of democracy without Europe turning into some kind of federal state? That's really the question. And that's a hugely complicated question. If we say no, and many people say no, they say unless there's some form of federal state, we will never have the adequate authority and we will never have adequate democracy in the European Union. And then it becomes a tragic choice. Because one of the beautiful things of Europe, the really beautiful things of Europe, is that it managed to keep sovereign member states with strong national identities. The French are French and the Germans are German, the Italians, Italians, the Castilians are just teasing, the Spanish are Spanish, etc., and having a high degree of integration. Nobody in history has managed that. No other place in the world has managed that. That has been one of the unique achievements of Europe. Strong member states with strong national identities and yet a high level of integration. If it turns out that it's not sustainable and that to ensure adequate authority to solve crises like the Euro crisis and to have a meaningful democracy, Europe has to turn into a United States of Europe, it's a real tragic choice because there's no federal state in history. They all say that they will preserve the identity of the separate units, etc. It's never succeeded. It's always ultimately the federal state overwhelms the constituent units. Australia, Canada, Austria, India, every federal state you look at, even Switzerland, they call themselves the Confédération Helvétique, not even a federation, confederation. Confédération Helvétique, but it's Swiss much more than the cantons, etc. So that will be a huge choice for Europe. In the name of democracy and efficiency, do they want to become a United States of Europe and lose what I think is this wonderful diversity of national cultures and identities, etc., or to preserve the wonderful national identities and cultural diversity and all the rest, but remain, from a government point of view, less efficient and from a democratic point of view, deficient? I don't know the answer. I know that that's the big question. Thank you very much.